Well guys, I feel like today is a day of doing, so let's get some stuff done. I think the first thing I'm going to do is put the hardware on our newly painted door. It's dry, it's ready for hardware, let's get it done. As you can see, I already got the latches in for the deadbolt and the doorknob latch. Okay, we got it on. It's looking awesome, just like the front door. You guys, most of you probably saw that video. One of the next big projects that we want to start is walls. We got our shower installed, we got our floor ready. Before we do tiling, we want to get the walls installed. Now, when we were planning out this renovation, we were keeping in mind the original part of the house. So we have two parts, the old part and this new part. The old part has all V-groove boards on all the walls and ceilings. So it's a tongue and groove board with a simple V-groove design. Since there's so much of that in the house and we do plan on keeping that, we thought it would be nice to keep this part matching. So instead of going with drywall, which we really want to avoid, we decided to do the same style wood in this bathroom and the bedroom. Now the problem was that we went to the store looking for wood and we couldn't find anything that matched the old boards, which was basically a 3 1/4 inch V-groove tongue and groove board. We decided we're going to make our own. That's what I'm going to work on today, is getting ready to make our own wall boards. Now I picked up some of these work tables so that I could use them for my chop saw, supporting lumber, all kinds of things. But what's special about them is they also have a router plate built in. So I'm going to be setting up a router table to route and make my own tongue and groove boards. I picked up a D-wall router. This is just a simple 1 3/4 horsepower router. Since I'm going to be mounting it to this table, I have to take off this clear plate. Oops. I'll just mount this part. It'll be easier to hold without all that weight on it. Actually comes with extra holes for mounting to a table. Alright, so we got our table set up and I just tested it out. That's why we have sawdust everywhere. It's working good. So this is a V-groove bit, and what it does right here is it's cutting the groove, and here's the V, so the face of it would be down. So that's the one, and obviously we need the tongue, so I set up another table with another router. We're going double. And this one is set up for the tongue. And it might look confusing, but you'll see it's going to make a tongue and groove board. I decided to go with 2 tables, 2 routers. The extra expense is worth it because I can set these and leave them. I never have to touch them. As long as these are set to the right height so that the boards interlock perfectly, then I can leave them. And then I'll do all the wood for this whole room, for the bathroom, for any other spot that I need. And I never have to adjust them again. If I only had one table, I'd have to keep changing the bit out to do the tongue and the groove. And I'd always be fiddling with it, trying to get them lined back up again. So it might be a little tricky to see, but there is a little beveled edge on here and the groove. So now we're going to run it through, do the tongue, and if I do both of these, they should lock together flush, and then we'll know we're on the right track. On the tongue, I'm going to make sure these are fitting together. Connection at all. I was trying to experiment with it to see what was better. No, you can feel it. Let me turn it over where you can really see the problem. Yeah. Some of them are super off, like feel down here. So you can see the boards, they look beautiful. This is the size I need, and it's a nice finish. So we got the V grooves on there. That's gonna work. I'm not sure if these are gonna work. I was really excited about these tables, but I'm having a hard time keeping it consistent so they lock together flushly. And I think that's because this is plastic, and the plastic isn't straight. Look at what I'm noticing down here. Look at the gap under here. And it's touching, and it touches that end of the table. So I was excited about these. I thought these were some nice tables, but it's not built flush. And how can you route anything on a table that's uneven? So what happens is sometimes the board is sitting on here and it's raised up in the middle, but if you push down in the middle, you can push the board down, and then you end up with a groove that's going up and down in the board. Let me see how bad this table is. This one is almost the opposite. You can see we don't have a dip in the middle. It's touching cleanly, but it sags down on the end. We got 1/8 of an inch under there. So this one is probably more consistent than that one, but we just can't have uneven tables. So I'm not disappointed. I mean I'm slightly disappointed because I thought those tables were going to be really cool, but what we're able to accomplish is looking very promising.
Yeah.
Those boards, the router bits, they work great. We can make our own tongue and groove the size we need. They don't have those. They have big wide ones at the store. I don't want the wide ones. It's not the style we're going for. I'm going to go back to the drawing board, look at those router tables, maybe shop around and see if there's a better one that's affordable. We'll go from there, but you see the concept we're going for, and it's going to be awesome. I think that once we get rolling, we'll get that bathroom done like in no time. That's the goal, I think, right now is the bathroom. That's the focus. Did you guys know that I bought an excavator? I bought this excavator to help me clear our property and do work around our property. But with equipment comes maintenance. And right now it's actually time to grease all the joints. So there's a lot of moving parts on here. You got to keep them greased or you're going to wear out your machine. We want it to last as long as possible. So we're going to follow the schedule, the maintenance schedule. So kind of up here on my ceiling, you can see all these points going to 10, to 11, to 11, all these are grease points, and there's more on the tractor too, but you get the point. There's a lot of spots that we got to maintain. So I decided to try out a new tool to make my job easier. Here it is, the DIY grease gun. This is powered by a 20-volt battery. I'm going to get that in a second, but I'm pretty excited to try this. This is going to help me, I think. And also I am using the recommended grease for this excavator. I really am going with full spec, whatever they want, that's what I'm giving them.
Wow. That was a cool one.
Drive this over for me. Come on.
No, you can't go in.
Kill the slippery.
Yeah. Hey, I want to do that.
Tarzan.
Hey. Dada,
What?
you're going to climb all the way up there.
How do you get down off this thing?
Fall.
Just try hanging and seeing if you can do it. Just holding your body weight.
Okay. Can you catch me? I'm going to fall off.
My hands feel so worn out.
It's so dark.
I can't believe what a transformation pulling down some vines made. I mean, look at this. Our yard looks huge already. I can't believe that we actually have space. And believe it or not, beyond this tree line, we own probably another 30 plus feet, easily 40 feet. I don't know, probably 30 feet beyond the tree line. Our property gets wider and wider, and it's so cool. So we had vines hanging from all these trees over here, and that's probably why they're so bent, because they probably couldn't grow straight with all the vines holding them down. The excavator made easy work of it, and you should see the burn pile. It's huge. This right here, this open clearing right next to the house, is where I want my future workshop. That's the goal, that's the plan. Perfect spot for it, right in line with the house. It's not going to be a big one. Right in this open clearing that we've made. I'm not even close to that. We have a lot of work to do on the house. Oh, I would love to have a workshop. It would make it so much easier, but we got to balance things. So we're going to keep working inside, and eventually we'll get to that project. But that is where we want it, right there. In front of it, where you guys are sitting right here, we actually might put some garden up front. We want a garden out back. Might put another garden out front, because this gets a lot of sun right here, right in this zone. And imagine a nice garden with a workshop behind it, and maybe even some solar panels on the roof. That would be cool. But that's going to be the future shop. We got all kinds of plans. It's awesome. It's coming along. While I had the excavator out clearing all this brush, I also started digging a hole over here. It's a little sloppy, but let me show you. So, right here is a pit. And I dug this, well, I'm still digging it, I gotta clean it up, because I wanna try an experiment. I wanna see if this helps our wet driveway. Right behind you guys is where our driveway is always muddy and always ruddy, and this area always pooled a lot of water. So I said, what if we just create a small retaining pond? I wonder if it would draw water, so we have less standing water and less water crossing our driveway. That's really the issue. The water wants to go to the lower side over there. So for now, I'm doing this, possibly a culvert going under the driveway someday. Just want to see if that makes a difference. And you can see, we already have standing water in there, and it has not rained. That's groundwater. And it's only 3 feet down. We're kind of slowly tackling the water and ground issues on our property to see how things act and react and what the best way to handle it is. We're not flood proofing our property, but we are trying to manage the water a little better. Well, I found Ashley back here by the tangerine tree, whatever it is.
Both.
Speaking of tangerine trees, Ashley has to show you some really cool finds that we found. Ashley found over right along, it's on our property, but it's like near a different property line. It's on the side.
Yep.
So what is it?
More citrus trees.
So you guys know that we have a tangerine tree right here. She found 2 more.
Well, I found one. It's kind of small. And then when I was showing Doug, he spotted another one like near it.
And it has the same style leaves and the same thorns as the tangerine tree, but there's no fruit on them. Then again, they're smaller and they've been in the shade because it's all heavily grown over there.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's the same because we were trying to look up citrusy plants and they all are very similar leaf style and thorns and everything. So could be more tangerines, could be other fruit, but we found 2 more fruit trees. That's cool. Mm-hmm. We'll try to preserve them and see if we can get them to do something. But I guess we're going to wrap it up right now. The router tables, I'm still thinking it over. I did some shopping online, really looking at all the options. I'm really set on a Craig router table. So you know Craig jigs, they do pocket hole jigs and stuff. Well, they make router tables too. And they have a bench top table and then a full standing table. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to try one of theirs and see how it goes. I don't know if I'm getting the bench or the full-size one. I can't decide. I'm going to give it some thought, but I'm going to do that. And hopefully the Craig tables are just way better quality and smooth on top, and we can get a nice, consistent groove.
Yeah,
That's
probably
what I'm hoping. So that's all we have for now. I'll let you guys know what I decide. If you have any suggestions on the router table, let me know. I'm not going to do any other brands because I'm really set on not buying a Chinese router table. Just so you guys know, because I know I'll probably get suggestions for other tables.
Yeah.
But literally, like, most router tables are just made in China. The Craig table, the top and the fence are made in USA. The legs are Taiwan. I'll settle for that. It's the best I can find without going to $1,000+ a piece. Mm-hmm. It's super hard, but we do our best. But if you have any input on the Craig table, I'm leaning towards the big one, but I want to save money. That's where I'm...
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I really want to get those walls up. You guys are going to love it. I hope.
I'm going to love it.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.
This is all the vines, well, 99% of them, that we pulled off those trees. Not the old vines. We already got rid of those. This is all the new stuff. Huge, huge pile here. I mean, it's just massive.